first glance, today is a day like every other for Roe Winding. You see, Roe's been working here at the Nacogdoches Mueller store for 27 years. But actually, today is special. It's a day he will load his pickup and head across the state to volunteer his time and energy for a special construction project. A project with a cause. In West Texas at Mueller's Ballinger headquarters, Archie Gallant has spent 40 years of his life manufacturing and engineering buildings. And today, he too is loading his truck and trailer for a 5-hour drive to where he will meet Roe and several dozen other volunteer Mueller men from across the state. So why are these workers, these members of an elite club we call the Mueller men, here volunteering their time? Why are each one of these guys giving up their normal lives in exchange for long, back-breaking days of construction and working on a strict deadline? Well, it's simple. These men are here to change lives, and we'll tell you how they plan on doing that if you'll just hop in and travel with me. I'm Bob Phillips. This is Texas Country Reporter.
Texas Country Reporter is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit. We're the answer. Mueller Incorporated. Metal roofs, metal buildings, ironclad guarantees. Hoheim Prairie Insurance. Texans serving Texans since 1892. Top Texas towns: Nacogdoches, San Angelo, and Abilene. And Southwest Airlines.
It's Thanksgiving weekend, and for the 5th year in a row, an army of volunteers has traveled to a place that for most is far from home, hundreds of miles from home for some of them. They're here working long days in somewhat harsh conditions to do a job that at this moment is among the most important things in their lives. And at this moment, not a single one of them would rather be anywhere else. Welcome to a special edition of TCR, Mueller's Helping Hand. Once again, we asked for nonprofit groups across the state to write in and tell us why their organization was in need of a new Mueller building. And once again, the applications by the hundreds poured in from around the state. It took most of the summer to sort through it all, but in the end, 5 great organizations stood out. In Corsicana, the Mary Peterson Child Care Center has been caring for children for more than 60 years. Caring for kids from low and no-income homes is their specialty here, and they firmly believe every child deserves a chance, regardless of their circumstances. In San Antonio, the San Anto Cultural Arts Center provides after-school art programs to foster creative ability, life skills, and community awareness, while educating youth on the pitfalls of truancy, drug abuse, and teen pregnancy. In South Texas, the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center of Corpus Christi provides direct services to both children and adults with hearing problems, and they serve a 23-county area. Over in Hondo, Hank for Kids supports and houses abused children removed from their homes by law enforcement. Hank's mission is to keep kids in their hometown and prevent them from being moved to foster homes over in San Antonio.
Wow. Yeah, here's some.
And again, down on the coast in Corpus Christi, the Mary Bethune Day Nursery provides child care to low and even no-income mothers. Many of the children here are from homeless families, and Mary Bethune is here to care for them while the mothers attend school and search for jobs. But how do you pick the one organization that will be awarded a new Mueller building? Well, we'll tell you which one of these nonprofits finally rose to the top and which one's future is about to change with a new building when we come back. Welcome back to Mueller's Helping Hand, a special edition of TCR. Now, back in the spring, we asked Texas nonprofits to tell us why their organization was in need of and deserving of a new Mueller building. Well, stacks of applications from Dalhart to Brownsville, El Paso to Texarkana flooded our office. It took most of the summer to visit, evaluate, and narrow down the applicants. But in the end, one organization rose to the top and a winner was named.
We got a phone call saying, "You got it, you won." I almost dropped my phone, and the interpreter on the video phone was looking at me like, because she didn't know what was going on. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And the staff came running into my office. I don't believe it. We will have the building, and it was like serendipity.
It was just a few months ago that Director Mary Wambaugh got the call she'd been dreaming of. The Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center in Corpus Christi would receive this year's Mueller building. And before the news could even sink in, Mary, the board, and a group of beneficiaries were already off to Mueller's headquarters in Ballinger.
Yes, it's nice to meet you.
I'm so glad I called.
I know.
My name is Brian Davenport. First off, I want to welcome you all here. I realize you've come from a long distance.
It was a first for both the DHHC and for Mueller. Mary and her organization had never seen what it takes to finish a new building in just 3 months. And the folks at Mueller had never run an entire planning session through sign language. As they drew up plans and talked about deadlines, the signs became increasingly clear. This building and this agency will touch a very special group of people in need.
To be part of that continuum and know that things will keep getting better, it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
Now, you've heard just a tiny bit about the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center here in Corpus Christi, but when we come back, we're going to take a closer look at this incredible organization that does so much for so many. Go ahead. Welcome back to Mueller's Helping Hand, a special edition of TCR. We asked Texas nonprofit organizations to tell us how they could benefit from a new building. Well, as you can imagine, we were bombarded with applications. And in one of the most difficult finalist eliminations yet, the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center here in Corpus Christi touched our hearts by showing us how they already help so many people, yet how many more people they could help if they just had a helping hand.
Caller ID will come out here.
It's a typical day at the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center in Corpus Christi. Out front, a man learns about equipment that can ease his recent hearing loss, while in a back office, Financial Director Jackie Wright makes a video call to sort out a bill.
There's a lot of deaf culture here. Many deaf people come and they're accustomed to us being here and chatting and socializing, and there's a lot of communication access in this building, and this is a good place where they can get it.
Jackie is charged with the biggest challenge of all for any nonprofit, paying for it. The center serves people in 23 counties across South Texas, from Laredo to Brownsville to Victoria. But more than the sheer size, what sets this place apart is that the people who run it face the same problems their constituents do.
I used to sing, I played French horn, I danced, I played piano, I played flute, I played guitar. I can't hear most of those sounds anymore. That's what I miss, this music.
Director Mary Wambaugh has dealt with her own hearing loss most of her life. Now she oversees an organization providing assistance and support in the way she would want it herself.
So I'm gonna have you try this
It's
one.
like my vision of what a person should go into when they're looking for help. It's warm, it's not like a clinic. Empowerment, we don't do things for people, we do things with people. It's a big difference from the past service model.
Deaf and hard of hearing people can feel right at home at the DHHC, but out in the broader world, in small towns and local businesses, deaf awareness can be lacking. The center provides interpreters for visits to doctors, lawyers, repair shops, for any meeting where communication is key.
It's probably about $47, $50, about an hour. Then I need to retest it, but that should take care of it.
For people that don't realize that it's just a communication thing, they might think that I'm stupid because somebody asked me a question and I don't know what they asked me, so I give the wrong answer.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, fix it.
I'll give you a call when I get it done.
Yes, okay, thank you.
The Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center has even teamed up with a local summer camp for kids with disabilities. The smiles and friendships made here shine through any language barrier. For some of these children, this is the first time they've gotten to simply be a kid instead of a deaf kid.
Sometimes just to do something like that, it seems so normal, but many people in our community don't have the opportunity. So it's wonderful just to make somebody smile.
Hearing loss is a growing problem as Americans get older. It will occur in 1 in 3 people over age 65, adding to the 38 million who already have it. They will need the very communication, training, and empowerment that the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center provides, and soon, with twice as much space to operate. Mary, Jackie, and everyone here will be ready to meet that challenge.
I think there are people that really, for the first time, understand who we are, what we do, why, and that sooner or later, we may be a part of their life too.
Just be really careful, because every time you move something, somebody's going to be having to move for you.
It is a cool morning on the Texas coast. Before the sun is even up, before the orange Mueller trucks arrive, construction manager Archie Gallant is worried.
There's nice rain, but we're going to have to fight the mud.
It could have been the perfect day for building a building, but a week's worth of rain has turned this construction site into a wet, muddy swamp and threatens to slow the process to a crawl and increase the danger.
All right, everybody be safe. Let's go get it.
Wind codes on the coast require nearly twice the steel of a regular building, a different type of roof, and a whole lot more work. Add in the mud, mosquitoes, fire ants, and the threat of more rain, plus volunteers who don't normally do this type of thing, and you've got yourself a recipe for failure. But these men see it all as just another challenge, and it's time to get to work.
Do it in 3 days this time?
Yes, he said confidently.
The challenges proved to be mostly an inconvenience, and as the building went together piece by piece, Mary Wambach and the folks of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center saw their future taking shape.
Unbelievable, and that it's happening so fast. I got here Monday morning about 8:15, 8:30. the frame was already up. It's just amazing.
This has been such an eye-opener to me and honestly to all the guys. I was telling some people the other day when we were pouring the slab out here, there was a group of staff and clients that were out watching, and we're all standing in the parking lot, and they're all signing to each other. And I'm one of 15, 20 people, and they're just talking and having the best time. And for the first time, I knew how they felt because I did not understand what they were saying. The light came on.
An opportunity that could never happen in any other way. It's an opportunity to expand what we do, to bring in more people in the larger community, to serve more people, to empower more people with their life, but also an opportunity to do things that we'd not be able to do otherwise.
It's become a privilege and an honor to be selected to be on this volunteer team. You'll see some familiar faces and a few new ones too, but all of these men are here for the same reason: to pitch in and share in this company tradition of benevolence in the season of giving.
They care about people. People that work for Mueller is part of their family.
If you look at these guys back here, these guys come kind of like a family reunion, and they'll come together and laugh and just have the best time and just work their tails off for somebody else, but enjoy every second of it because they want it. They love each other and they love helping other people.
And nowhere does the family aspect of Mueller become more apparent than with Archie Gallant and Roe Winding. You see, with their retirements at hand, this is their last helping hand build.
It's good fellowship, good friends, good boss, and I just enjoy the fellowship with the people. This is my family here,
Well, it makes me feel good that we got this one up and the other four that we've done. Doing stuff like that does make me feel good. Makes me a little emotional, apparently.
Are you proud of what you've done for 40 years?
Yeah, I am.
With just minutes before the celebration and dedication of the building, the Mueller men are still hard at work. But somehow, mere moments before the band played their first notes, the final screw was put into place, and the party was underway.
Maybe more than a helping hand, it's been a push for us. In our particular instance, this building expansion has been a dream of the center for such a long time, and the Mueller folks have really pushed us to make this happen this year. So we're just so excited. We're beside ourselves.
I think for us, the agency and the community, recognition that we're here, that what we do is worthwhile, that there are many of us, because the officers have said that many people think we're a hidden population. Really we're not. If you know where to go, you can find us. But many people don't realize how many people are hard of hearing or deaf in the area. And this will make it very clear, I think, to everyone.
They're doing it because they want to help people. And these are the type of organizations that we see throughout the state. Most people don't. They keep it low key, they're serving needs that only the recipients of those needs really know about. So, with that said, it's certainly my honor and privilege to hand over the keys of this building to Mary Wambach, the Executive Director.
Mother is our hero.
Soon, the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center here in Corpus Christi will be able to open their doors of their new facility, where they'll be able to assist and educate even more people in the enormous area that they serve. Hearing impairment at all levels is an often overlooked problem in our society, but thanks to centers like this one, soon people will be able to get even more and more help. Now, coming up next week on TCR. They say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but we'll show you where there is such a thing as a free book. I'm Bob Phillips. This is Texas Country Reporter. We'll see you next time.
Promotional consideration and travel arrangements provided by La Quinta Inns and Suites, with more than 800 hotels nationwide. Book your room at lq.com and wake up on the bright side. Texas Country Reporter is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit. We're the answer. Mueller Incorporated. Metal roofs, metal buildings, ironclad guarantees. Hoheim Prairie Insurance. Texans serving Texans since 1892. Top Texas towns: Nacogdoches, San Angelo, and Abilene. And Southwest Airlines.